Oh, but Google's got us live. It is Sam and Matt it's the Kent Beck Scrum. Here we are. It's a Thursday. Matt, how are things going with you?
Yeah, things are good. I signed up for the premium membership, so.
Yay! Woohoo! Good stuff.
And now I have a bunch of new Slack channels that I'm really excited about.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that. And it took me a minute to start the free trial, but I think it's coming at a good time, So
Good stuff.
And yeah, I'm excited about that. And I went last night to a Python meetup, which was cool. Didn't end up staying till the end because it was getting late and I was tired. And yeah, and we did a pairing on the regular meeting and a pairing on the Hundfug project there, and learned some stuff about getters and setters and playing around with some JavaScript stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and today I haven't got really started, so I don't have any blockers yet. I'm still changing things on that other project that I'm working on, trying to better it and add new features and different stuff like that, but nothing unblocked them. So,
all right, good stuff. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's get on to me then. I've had a sort of mixed, actually starting to make some progress recently. Let's go from the. I think I just got the full HTTPS working for Met Plus on the cruncher and everything, and found out about Rails staging environments, which I didn't think existed, but apparently do, and that was interesting. But yeah, so that's a good step forward on our Met Plus DevOps work. We got Farouk as well. Hey, Farouk, we're just doing our Scrum. Chat to you in a minute. Yeah, where was I? Yes. So Met Plus, we've got the staging environment, I think, pretty much all set up with HTTPS. Zhao's going to check that out, and then hopefully we get that all HTTPS into production, which would be good. The other thing is I think I fixed, gosh, what's it called? Local support, so that it does actually deploy the migrations when it does a deploy. I think the fix was we still had rake db migrate in the Travis file, and what's it called? Obviously with Rails 5 we've moved to Rails db migrate, and I think the old one was just like failing silently, and it looks like it worked, so that's positive. We had a big NHS wiki meeting yesterday, which I'm not sure how kind of it went. It feels like there's a lot for me to do, and I'm not organizing it very well, but what can you do there? The progress I did make, and I'm going to hope to work on now next, is I've got as like a Doku MySQL plugin that we can connect to MediaWiki and maybe make some progress there and trying to get more of our Docker file set up for deploying that. Yes, we had the deep learning mob, successfully completed lecture 6 there. I'm kind of rambling now. Is there anything else helpful or intelligent I can say? Only another one is website 1, where I'm trying to get it set up so that the checkboxes will be done through OAuth. And I discovered today there's a form action thing that you can use to have different buttons in the same HTML form point to different endpoints. So hopefully that will allow me to avoid using too much JavaScript. That's me. Farouk, greetings. Hi. Welcome. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah. No, not bad. Not bad. Go on.
I'm here for the software class in Binghamton University.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, we have the open source homework, and we have to discuss a troll or a bug in on a Scrum.
Right. Welcome. Yes. Right. So you're working with Rose.
Yeah.
Your professor. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Have you been looking at any of the projects at all so far?
I've been looking at some, but I didn't find this one, so I wanted to check the if you have any stories.
Yeah. Any stories for a particular project, or just any stories for any project?
Yeah, for any project, and I want to do an estimation, approximation of the points.
Indeed. But so have you looked at any of the existing, like, so the projects like local support or website 1, or I guess like in order to vote on it, we're going to need to bring you up to speed on the project. So if there was a project that you already knew something about and you told me which one it was, then that could save time.
Local support.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a good shout. Excellent.
We had a look at local support.
Yeah. All right. So let's go into then. So that's Scrum done. Scrum is done. Done Scrum. We're now in the after Scrum. In the after Scrum, where we can like address technical issues, or we can even vote on stories. Yeah. So we've got. Well, we could even retro vote on this. Yeah, we've got a couple of chores in here that could kind of use being voted on. One that I was just talking about. So if I grab this one, so this should make it relatively easy. We can do, if this is too easy, we can do a second one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the local support channel, and I don't know if you're in the welcome support channel, Farouk.
Let me check.
You are now.
Okay.
I've just invited you to join there, and it's giving you all the information about the project. And so this is ensure migrations run on deploy. So yeah, this is the story here. So basically, yeah, we have automated deployment set up so that when we, what's the word? Yeah, in fact, this is the relative files. This is a local support project. We've got the continuous integration system Travis controlled by this .travis.yaml file. One of the things I like about Travis is that the configuration is all versioned, unlike Semaphore, which we use in other projects, where you end up with the settings are all in there, and that's wonderful, but you can't version them. So we have this process where we have this deploy set up here so that it will deploy to Heroku. Yeah, and we have, in fact, 3 different servers: a developed, staging, and production server. And yeah, so this run command, this is actually the fix that it was previously at rake db migrate, which is the old Rails thing, and
yes,
it wasn't working. So basically, we were finding we were having to manually migrate those things, and that was really painful. So we've got this one. This is a little dry run here. I don't know if you can see in the local support channel, Farouk, we've got this little voting app, which is where I've kind of run the system here, and we have got these different buttons. So depending upon the way the voting works is, depending on what we think about this story and about how difficult it would be to fix, we can choose either simple, medium, or hard. Before we vote, which we would do in private, any questions about this ticket, or does it make sense what the problem was and what we're trying to fix?
Yeah, so basically what I understood is that the rake db migrate is not working. And so what you have to do is make sure that you run the migration by yourself, each folder, right? Each file.
Yeah, on deploy. And that's
Deploy.
And that, it's easy to forget to do that, and so that's a problem. So we need to make it automatic. It used to be automatic. Something changed, and now it's not automatically happening. So the actual task here would be figuring out why it's not happening, and if maybe it can't be fixed, but if possible, fixing it.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Okay.
It wasn't. More important, it's not that it wasn't working, because rake db migrate works on Rails 4, but it's because it's Rails 5 that it's been replaced with the Rails db migrate.
Indeed so. Although on my local machine, rake db migrate still works.
Yeah. It's just not working in the Travis when Travis does it.
And so conceivably, it should work when Travis does it. It was not reporting any errors. I mean, this is a bit of a as it happens, I think I've solved this today, and I tested it, and I think it basically changing it from rake to Rails does fix it. So
I have I just added this feature to this the project that I'm working on, because I was finding that when I went to Heroku, then it would give some nasty warning, and
so it always gives an error, and then you're like, oh yeah, I have to run the migration. So
I need to migrate. So then I went there, but I actually didn't put I like how I'm seeing how you did it, because I didn't put the bundle exec in front of the Rails DB migrate, and it works without it. But I'm correct to think that it's better to always say bundle exec Rails DB migrate, correct?
I think in principle, I mean, in this context of the Travis, it probably doesn't make so much difference, because this will have been a fresh box that you only install one thing on. So you know, the chance that there's another Rails kind of gem that where you'd be running the wrong one is relatively small, I think. But I think it's a good habit to get into. Although there are other things you can do with kind of gem sets and so on that I think other people prefer. But yeah, I tend to, you know, just put that, you know, put bundle exec in front of everything, just, you know, just to be on the safe side.
I've just started using bin /Rails
Right.
in my commands because I've been told that it's better. Is that something similar to bundle exec?
Yeah, I mean that is going to have the same effect to a degree, in as much as when you install Rails, like now, it will create a bin directory with those executables in it. So doing bin /Rails will mean that you run the Rails command that is associated with the project, rather than potentially some globally installed Rails that might be like Rails 2.3 that you installed a long time ago. I mean, it's sort of a particular issue for once you've been programming in Rails for a long time and you end up with multiple versions of Rails on the same machine. But they have more or less the same effect. The bundle exec will guarantee that you're running, I think it will guarantee that you're running the Rails that's included in that gem set with your gemfile.lock. And bin Rails will, you know, but I think the interesting thing for us on local support 1.1, since we created them before Rails ever had that bin directory, we don't have the bin directory in those Rails instances, even though we upgraded them. And anyway, so, but to bring us back to this, you know, this ticket, we should now vote on that. Actually, Matt, maybe are you not in the
local support? No, I'm not.
Let me welcome you into there so that you can also vote on this. So this is I'd say, I mean, it's a bit of a, since as it happened, I mean, I was still stuck on this until about 15 minutes ago, and then I managed to just fix it. So it's a bit of a fake vote. You know, my having fixed it, I'm now in a you know, position to be able to say exactly how difficult it was, but we can, you know, for Farouk's process. But so Matt, yeah, if you can navigate to the local support channel, you should see this vote where you can click on 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah. Can I just ask a question? That have you because I feel like I can vote, but there's sometimes that, like, I'm new to this, so there's sometimes that I might think an issue is easier than it actually is, you know, and then I sit down and actually do it and realize that I thought it was easy because I didn't know what I was talking about, you know.
Right.
So is there anything? There's no way of like taking this into account, huh?
Well, I think that the interesting thing is the voting process is there in order to expose those things. So it's interesting with the voting process, it almost doesn't matter what the numbers are. Really, the voting process is about exposing any differences in opinion rather than leaving them as implicit ones, if you know what I mean. So what I would almost, I mean, it's funny because we kind of added this no opinion thing because, you know, we don't want to pressurize people, but in some ways, you know, I think to maximize your own learning and for like the maximum accuracy of your mental model of everything, just vote for whatever you think is the thing. And then, you know, how can I say, any kind of differences that might come up can then be discussed. But it's really all for facilitating the discussion and not about whether you get it right or wrong, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. And an issue that I might consider hard is an issue that maybe someone else considers relatively easy because they've been doing it for 10 years.
Right. Although, again, that's kind of, you know, usually I think that it's naturally going to be the case that based on one's, you know, how long one has spent with it, yeah, you're going to have differences in judgment there. But so the part of the voting and then, you know, Black Pivotal Tracker will do estimates for us, is that, you know, given that you're a whole, it's trying to average out how difficult things are for the team rather than say how difficult they are for the most experienced person on that team. So in that sense, it's just as valid. But yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, do go ahead and vote on that. My rule of thumb is, you know, simple is just requires a change to the, you know, to the view. If there is the database involved, making changes to the database, then I usually go for 2. If there, or, you know, maybe just a new gem or new integration. If it's like significant changes to the database or a new gem, new integration, and what have you, I go for a hard. And then there are all sorts of things like, need admin input, needs complex DevOps stuff that. So, Mariam's voted. Have you managed to find your way to the channel, Matt?
Oh yeah, I found. Sorry, I was just. There you go.
All right. Excellent. So then, now we've got that we can do the reveal. And we can see, so I was saying simple, and everyone else says it's medium. So I'm the odd one out. And so the protocol that we have is, as the odd person who's the odd one out, I have to explain first why I think it's simple rather than medium. And I guess the reason that I end up thinking that it's simple rather than medium is because I just got it to work. And so, the fix actually is simply changing this from, as it was previously, rake db migrate to Rails db migrate. I mean, I added in bundle exec first. What was very helpful in shortening the debug cycle to find out that it was working or not was that I was not there, but over here. But is I was using, I was basically rolling back the last migration on develop and then pushing out, because normally I'd have to wait for there to be a new migration to see whether it got automatically migrated. But by rolling back the last migration and then committing something, letting the CI run, and then here it was gone. Yeah, I could then observe the status, and this was the one that indicated to me. So I'd rolled back this thing, the last change that I made, which was the Rails db migrate. Then when after the deploy, I checked that this one here had come back up. So that, and you can see here, previously it was down. So that makes me think it's simple.
I think the actual implementation of it was quite simple, and I was thinking of voting it simple because it's very. I mean, that's really simple to just change one line of actually one word, really.
Right.
But then the fact that you explained that there wasn't any errors, so to actually follow to try to debug it, I think made it for me a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. Well, that's good. A very valid point. Farouk, did you want to add your thoughts on?
Yeah. So whenever you have a bug, and you fix it, the fix seems simple because you end up changing a little bit of things. But how to find that problem that's what I wrote as medium, because when you have, for example, simple functions such as migrate or maybe creating a table in the DB, you'll have to go through everything to find where the problem was. So that task is kind of for me medium, because you have to look through multiple things, then you find it.
It's very true, actually. No, you make good points. And I think probably if I hadn't just fixed it, I would have been voting medium as well. And we can probably give it a medium because we did spend, before that simple fix, we did spend a chunk of time actually trying to find it. As the error message was the thing that was, or the lack of error message was particularly confusing. We did spend a fair amount of time in the local support meeting earlier today going through these things. We did, and we confused ourselves, and we burnt some time on, there is in this continuous integration, we run this install script, which actually runs the migrations, not for Heroku, but to prepare the CI Ubuntu box for running the tests. And there was kind of a little failure in there. And so, when we started, my guesses have been, or maybe it's that failure, or could it be that we need to be on Rails DB Migrate? And we actually, so Mariam did some work on fixing that, and we needed some more work. And actually, so we've taken care of that. That was kind of at the end of today's local support session. We'd done that work to clean up what looked like an error that might have been affecting things, only to find out that actually it wasn't the solution, and then it was subsequently this. So yeah, let's put it on as medium. And
I think also as well, if you have this this issue happen on another project, I think it would be simple to now that you have the experience of hey, well, let's try this. It should be Rails DB migrate, and then it would become simple to fix.
Yep, absolutely. Well, there we go. So Farouk, hopefully that completes your assignment for you. I've popped the link to the Pivotal Tracker and the video for this session.
Oh, thank you.
The Google chat there. Sometimes they disappear. You will find that all that stuff as well in the local support channel in case you lose access to the Google chat.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. Well, that was our Scrum and after Scrum and votes. And yeah, good chatting with you folks. And by the way, Matt, awesome tunes in the Agile Ventures playlist. I'm enjoying.
Ah, thank you. I'm enjoying yours as well.
Good stuff. All right. See you all soon. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.